Black Friday out of the way, getting 1 million coins has never been easier, so let me walk you through step by step how I would take a brand new account from nothing to over 1 million coins as fast as possible. And at the end, I'll give you 3 specific tips that you boys can use to get ahead of everyone else trying to make coins on the game, but that is our little secret. And if you boys are wondering, I have over 4 million coins liquid on this main account and over 600,000 coins liquid on this second account, which you can currently see I am all in on the anchor chem style, but more on that later. And as you can see on the main account, I have of course 4 million coins into flips again, and again more on that later. Let's start with phase 1, the account setup phase. This is super important. It can be free coins for everyone, but we'll go over it quickly and get onto the proper trading. The first thing anyone should do on a new account or on an account that they've not done this on is go to moments and get your moment stars. I know it can be boring, but trust me, go to the star gallery. We've said this before, and go to the seasonal packs. You are going to want these 3 10-star rare consumable packs. You get shadows, you get hunters, and if you do all 3 of them, you're likely to make 20 to 30,000 coins at least. And if you get really unlucky, at least 10,000 coins, which on a new account is just a godsend. That is great. The next thing you want to do is sell everything. Now, this is less if you're on a new account, but boys, the amount of people who I see with crap in their club that sells, go to this transfer list page, click the left stick down, go to player search. Actually, don't even do that. Sort by high to low, get past your loans, and go to these cards that are tradable cards that if you don't have coins on your account, you need coins to trade. You just do need coins, boys. Maybe you've got some tradable informs, they're 10k. Maybe you've got an Hakimi in the club, that's like 30, 40k. Go and get some coins in the club. You can even go to things like staff, club items, and consumables and sell things like shadows and hunters to get some starter coins in the club. Now, obviously, that's not trading, but it's a great start you can do. And the other parts of account setup are go to the store, go and do your preview packs. I hate including this in the video, but every time I do it, someone in the comments says I got R9. So let me know down in the comments if you go to classic packs and you do your gold preview pack. Who did you get? Most people get nothing, but at least one of you watching this will get an icon or something crazy. And 85 is not even bad. Not worth it for me, but it's always worth a shot. And the last thing that people forget about in the account setup phase before we move on to the first trading phase of the video is to go and do any SBCs that give tradable packs if you can do them with untradables in your club. So this is an untradable SBC, we don't really care. This one's a tradable SBC, it's a rare gold pack, so you go in and complete this SBC with only untradable cards. If you're on a brand new account, you can't do much of this, but it's always worth a go. Challenges section, as you can see on here, is probably the best place to do it. Marquee matchups is often great. This one's a premium gold players pack. If you can put untradable cards into this and get tradable players back, it is just a net win every time. Even if you pack nothing, quick sell it, it's 2,000 or 3,000 coins, and we love that. And already, boys, stage 1 is out of the way. You should ideally have at least 20 or 30,000 coins by doing nothing, but even if you got the most unlucky stuff ever, you should at least have 10,000 coins, which is perfectly fine to move on to the profit phases of stage number 2. I have given stage number 2 the perfectly concise name of the best low budget trading methods to do right now on FC 26, better than every other method phase. But yeah, it's the best low budget methods. And just before we move into that, boys, I found out that only 18% of you boys who watch these videos are actually subscribed. So if you all subscribe, we'll probably hit like 1 million subs by next month, or along those lines. So could you please hit that subscribe button? At least we could try and hit 10k. Thank you all once again. Okay, the main thing you need to know about the small profit low budget phase is that small profit is still profit. We are not going to look for huge crazy trades here because it is just not viable. We have a few different methods for you. Let me walk you through them. The last one is my favorite, and it's the one that you should be doing, but they are all profitable. And guys, if you want to use players like this and like this and just need that little extra boost, then you can get your cheap, fast, and most importantly, safe FC26 coins at eldorado.gg. They have 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and you can use code JEAD at checkout to get another 5% off your order. Link is in the description. Number 1 is small mass bids for small profits. So things like the anchor chem style, like we said before, anything that sells for a little bit of value that you can sell. For this one here, 900 coins, right? You can always go and bid on these cards for 700 coins and below. Don't even try and bother bidding up to 150. bid 700 coins on every single card. It's easier. You can win some of them for 100, 200, 300 coins, but boys, you'll be there all day, and we don't have time for that. This is efficient, okay? Go and bid as many as possible on 700 coins. Sell them all for 900 to 950 coins, and it's what, 150 to 200 coins profit per card. Again, tiny profit, but you can see how it adds up. Now, that is just one example on chem styles. You can also do the same on manager leagues that sell. I believe they're really cheap right now, but you know we love manager leagues, right? I think even Premier League is nearly discard. These are 300 coins. They are nearly discard, but I do believe you can probably win them on bid for still 200 coins. You've got to re-put the manager league back in because EA are amazing at making games. But yeah, you could even go and bid here 150 coins, 200 coins, and go and try and win as many as possible and sell them for 300 coins. And like we say, boys, small profit is still profit. And a little super bonus tip for you: if you ever get this glitch on the market where it doesn't show you all the cards, can you see how it jumps from 1 minute here to 34 minutes? Often, if you just back out and wait on this menu here for like 30 to 40 seconds, not always, but if you do it and you then research afterwards, a lot of the times it will then show you all the cards. We'll give it a go here, but it doesn't always work. Okay, boys, we've waited about 30 seconds. We'll give it a search. Doesn't always work, and as you can see here, it, if anything, made it worse. But if you give it 30 seconds, for some reason it updates the market. I don't really know why. It just seems to do it, so you can always give that a try if you're getting these stupid bids that expire in like 30 minutes. Other thing you can do this on is low-end fodder, and the best rating right now is 85s, as 84s are discard. I believe Bandit is an 85. We can take a look at. She should be about 2.4, 2.3 thousand coins, and she is. And you can always, it's better with supply, but you can always go and bid for 2,000 coins and sell this card at 2.4 thousand coins, and those tiny profits add up on a small account. Now, this is only phase 1. Phase 2 gets way more exciting and way more profitable, but like I say, in the early phases, profit equals profit. You've just got to go for it. But like I say, there are better low budget methods. Let me show you number 2, number 3, and number 4. And in fact, let me show you number 2 right now because it's awful. Number 2 is so bad. Please don't do it, okay? Sniping is a low budget method. This band is worth 2.4 thousand coins. You could sit and snipe it for 2,000 coins. If anyone tells you to make coins this way when you're watching a video, click off, unsubscribe, block them, shoot them, do whatever you need to do, but it's a bad way to make coins. There are just so many more efficient and better ways. Not only does nothing really ever pop on these filters, but when it eventually does, you are competing with sniping bots and all sorts, so it is just never worth it. And there are better methods, which is number 3 and number 4 I'm about to show you. Now, method number 3 is good, and it's one of the ones I will have recommended to you in previous videos, but method number 4 is actually better this year, or I'll say this year it is better right now. Method number 3 is going and finding cards that sell really well with certain chemistry styles and just sitting on that card and waiting for that chemistry style to pop up. So Alejandro Borde is 1,000 coins right now, and as you can see, if we go and check with a shadow, he will be a lot more coins. He'll probably be about 4,000 coins. He normally is, right? Can you see? Oh, he's 3,000 coins. He's normally 4, but can you see there is a 2,000 coin gap on this card, right? If you wanted to, you could go and put this filter down to 3,000 coins, and you can compare price and back out and buy any card on the market that pops up for 2,500 coins and less and sell it on for profit. Now, this only really works on Weekend League, which is why I prefer the next one I'm about to show you, but it does still work. This worked a lot better early on in the game when a lot more people were using these cards, but now that people don't use these gold cards just as much, it's just a lot slower to find these cards on the filter. This is why I prefer method number 4, which I will show you just now. Method number 4, boys, is of course still chem styles, because we love a chem style trade round here. It is so overpowered, but it's using generic or better filters than what I've showed you so far. Now, the generic filters go as follows. You put shadow or hunter in, you put gold rare in, and now this is the really important part. Go and find what they are selling for. People always ask me for a price, and it changes. Gold rare shadows are currently about 1,000 coins, but what you want to do is go and put that price up until there is only 1 card or less over the hour. So look, if I put this to 1.3, I almost guarantee there's more than 1 card over the hour. As you can see, there's loads. Look at all these cards over the hour here. There's at least a page. So I know that 1.3 is too high, so we'll try 1.1. We'll put shadow in, and we'll see what we get popping up. And as you can see, we get not even a single card over the hour. So we can do 1.1. Now, what are we looking for on these generic filters? I always get asked, and it can be tough at first, but you're looking for 2 things, boys. You're looking for number 1, any card, and I mean any card that pops up for below about 800 coins, even an attacker, right? It's so weird, but you see how all these cards sell for at least about 900 coins. So anything that pops up with a shadow for 800 coins, even if it is an attacker, they will sell for 900 coins. The second thing is what you see me just miss right then, which was Tushameni at 1,000 coins. And this is the hard part, but it's where the coins start flowing. It is where you learn which cards sell for really good profit with a shadow, and it's often just defenders and midfielders like Tchouaméni who are meta and will sell better with that shadow chem style. Now, this Sotalo is one where he's a defender, he's got a shadow chem style on, and he's 1,100 coins. Now, for me, I just don't like that card. His league and nation is not great. All you need to do to learn this method, this is all you need to do. You need to go to Sotalo and check, will he actually sell with a shadow? Is anyone even putting a shadow on this card and selling it? And I highly doubt it with this Sotalo card. As you can see, no one's putting a shadow on this card. Now, when a card's extinct with a shadow, it normally means that just no one is putting a shadow on that card and no one is using that card with a shadow. So I often tend to avoid those cards. The cards you're looking for, like when Two or Many popped, you will see when you go and search them that if you go and search them with a shadow, as you can see here, there will be so many more cards with a shadow and they will often sell for more than 1,000 coins. So that card that we seen popped at 1,000 coins. And as you can see, these all sell at above 2.6 thousand coins, which would have been 1.6 thousand coins if we won the card. You will slowly learn what players sell over time and you get better and better at this method. It is not as profitable as stage number 3 I'm going to show you, but it is really good, right? Now, you can go and do the exact same for Hunter here. You do Hunter Gold Rare, and again, you go and find the same price, but this time we're looking for attackers and midfielders rather than defenders. Can you see here how there's 2 cards over the hour? So we're going to have to lower this price down, right? We're going to have to lower it until one of them cards is not coming on the filter. So we'll lower it to 1,000 coins. There's now only 1 card above the hour, so this filter is not great at the moment because ideally you would like to go a little bit higher just to win some more cards, basically. If you up that price to 1.1, we'll get some more cards on the filter, but it's the same logic here. We can probably buy any attacker for 950 coins and even any defender for like 700, 750 coins. And some of these cards have like 2,000-3,000 coin profit gaps. It is really quite crazy. That is the generic filters, but there's even better ways to do this. One of them is by doing the 1x1 method, which you can find in our chem style trading in the free trading Discord. You can find that one there, and that one is great, but I still prefer this next one even more. This next one is what I call Evo chem style trading. Now, it's a little bit nuanced, but listen up because this one can make you crazy coins, right? All I've done here is I've gone to Footbin, I've gone to Market, and I've gone to Market Player List. I have then sorted the version to Gold Rare, and what this shows you is all the Gold Rare cards on the game, and it sorts them by their trend or their price difference. You can choose. I've sorted by price difference, and it's basically telling me which cards have moved the most over the past couple hours, right? And as you can see, Bisek here has gone from 9.9 thousand coins yesterday to 800 coins today, which is a 9.1 thousand coin difference. That was just because he was in an Evo. He's now not in an Evo, so he's come right back down to discard. What this works, right? The reason this method is so good is often when a card like Bisek or a Langer or one of these meta cards, you can see that some of these cards are clearly SBC fodder, but some of them are meta for Evos. We're only looking for the Evo cards that are meta. So the only couple I like here are Bisek and a Langer because they are clearly Evo cards, right? There are some other ones here, a lot of fodder. You can keep scrolling. Zabani was an Evo, so he's a great one. Zaya Emery was an Evo, so he's a great one. Adeyemi, Loftus-Cheek, these are all Evo cards. They went up for an Evo and they've come right back down in price, right? And what this means is, as you can see here, right, this Bisek card is 7,500 coins with a shadow, right? Because there's none of them cards with a shadow because they all got spiked up to 10,000 coins when he got an Evo. So although he's 7,000 coins with a shadow, his regular card is discard. So what you can do is you can try and snipe these Bisek cards with a shadow because he's still so expensive with a shadow. So if you can get any of these cards at like even a 2,000 or 3,000 coins, I would not go much higher. Remember, shadow only sells for 5,000 coins at the end of the day. But if you can put up to 2,000 or 3,000 coins and look at shadow cards, if you could try and win any of these cards with a shadow, it would be insane, right? It'd be 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 coins profit. Now, the cards often come down eventually. So what I mean by that is eventually these 7,000 coin cards will slowly creep back down to 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 as eventually the card, you know, gets more close to its original price. But until that happens, it can be great. And as you can see, I almost guarantee the exact same will be the case with this Alanga Hunter card. It might not be as big of a difference. If you take a look at Alanga's card here, he's about discard, right? 700 coins, and we'll go and check his Hunter price, and maybe not, but I'm going to guess that the gap is at least very decent. His gap with a Hunter looks to me to be about 3,000 coins, right? He's obviously a lot more common, so there's nowhere near that big gap that Bisek's got, but the fact he's 3,000 coins, right, and there's so many on the market just tells to me that there's a lot of these cards popping, right? So we're going to go to 2.9 thousand coins, which I think was the cheapest. It might be 2.8 if we just check, and you could go and snipe this card with a Hunter. Yeah, 2.8, we put that in. There should only be one above the hour, which of course just doesn't break our little compare price back out glitch that we sadly have to deal with. And you could try and win any of these cards that pop for 2,000 coins or below and sell them on for instant profit. So that is another and my favorite way to chem style trade. But none of these methods are as profitable as what you're going to see in phase 2, because phase 2 we get towards 50 to 100,000 coins if you boys follow these slow budget methods, and it just gives us so much more to work with that we can start making more profit, and more importantly, we can start making it fast. Okay, phase 3 I call the show me the money phase, because this is where you really start to go, oh shit, trading works. Show me the money, show me the money, show me the money. And it's going to be special card trading heavy. You should have 50 to 100 to 150 to 200 to 300,000 coins. You should basically just have more coins, boys, which means we can special card trade. And now there's a few different ways to do that. And right at the end of this phase, I want to show you another method that'll just take you to another level. But we're going to start with special card trading. And the main version of this is special card chem style trading. But let me show you two different ways you can do it. The one that I don't like quite as much first, but it can be insane, is trading special cards with chem styles on the new new promo. So we've recently had Thunderstruck. I'm recording this when Thunderstruck has been out for a few days, and as you'll see, this Olga Carmona card is about 14,000 coins, right? Now, this may not be the case for her. We might have to check a few cards, but essentially what happens is when a new promo comes out, there's been less time for people to put chem styles on these cards. So as you can see, she has an insane 6,000 coin gap with a chem style. Now, that doesn't seem ridiculous. The reason this is so profitable is because more people put chem styles on the special cards rather than gold cards, because they think that gold cards aren't worth it to put a chem style on. So they're much more likely to put a chem style on one of these special cards. So having a 6,000 coin gap on a card that's 13k, 14k, and being able to make some huge profit on the I've got shadowing, that's a problem. Being able to make some huge profit on these cards is insane. Now, this will only really work on the newer promo cards. So this Olga's been out again for a few days, but you flip to this screen here, and this is when I would advise you can do single players. Do this one around content time mainly. If you do this at like Monday at 3 o'clock on UK time, you're probably not going to win too much, but do this around content time. Do it around the weekend when the cards have just come out, and you'll get some ridiculous deals doing this. You can do this with cards up to like 50,000 coins. It is genuinely insane. Always make sure to instant sell them, because a lot of these promo cards can move in price pretty quickly, but it is a really good way to make coins. But I do prefer the second method, and it's what I do so much. You boys should have seen me do it on stream. You should have seen me do it before. We do this so much. This is the ultimate special card chem style trading mini guide, and it's where we're going to use Shadow and Hunter to print coins using special cards. I'm going to show you it with Hunter. Shadow is just the same. All you need to do for this method, any day of the week, every day of the year, is put special in, put Hunter or Shadow in, and go and find what they sell for. This is where you guys get confused sometimes. Often they can sell for 12,000, sometimes they can sell for 13,000, and often it's in between. We're going to check 12,250. This looks like we've nailed the price first time, because once again, we do not want more than one card over the hour. So we've only got one card over the hour there, which means we can do our lovely compare price back out to find cards and refresh the market. Now, all we're looking for here is, again, two different things. Any card, and I mean any card, that pops at 10,750 and below is a buy. There are a few cards, if you buy them at 10,750, still only, they still take a while to sell. So, for example, this Aubameyang, as you can see, boys, even if you bought him at 10,750, he's still going to take a while to sell because there's already quite a few with Hunter at min price. But pretty much any card will sell if you do buy it cheap enough. And the next thing we're looking for is any card that sells for 15,000 coins or even 14,000 coins plus with a Hunter. Now, how do you find that? It is a little bit of trial and error, but the more you do this method, the more you're going to make coins on it faster than everyone else, right? So if we keep doing this on Aubameyang, we'll get an Al Jabba. I'll gamble and show you if this was worth it or not. I have no idea if Al Jabba is worth it with a Hunter, but I'll show you how you can find out, right? Go and put Al Jabba's price in, and say you didn't know, by the way, just don't buy that card and then go and check it, and then you eventually, learn all the cards' prices. We'll go put Al Jabba in, we'll put a Hunter in, and as we can see, he's selling for about 13 to 13,500 coins with a Hunter. We bought for 12, so we'll try and sell at 13,250, and it's probably what, like 500 coins profit. Now, I guess that profit is profit, but he's probably not worth it, and next time I would only buy him if he pops at 11,000 coins or less. But we probably can sell him at that price. Now, again, that one was okay, but I'm looking for cards that sell for 14,000 coins plus. So many of them do. Often for defenders on the Shadow method, it's left backs and right backs, and for Hunters, it's left wingers and right wingers. I don't really know why. Those positions just often sell way better. But yeah, that is the goated method of this phase. Now, the next thing I'm about to show you for phase 3, the show me the money phase, is what really accelerates you towards 500,000 coins and beyond. But this is the #1 method, the #1 sort of like filter, if you like, these Hunter and Shadow special cards. It is insane. Use them, abuse them, but do not underlist the cards. If you buy the Al Jabba and you list them for 12,500 coins, what you guys will do is just slowly bring the filters down, the prices down, and eventually the filter and the method breaks until one of you guys or a couple of you guys stop underlisting cards. But it's really insane. But the next thing is what will accelerate you. So let's jump into that now. Now, this is something I do all the time, anytime I'm above about 100,000 coins, which if you're in phase 3, you should really be above 100,000 coins. But you can do it below if you really want to, and it is lazy selling, but lazy sell well. All lazy sell means is, boys, any trade you make, and I pretty much mean any trade that's not an instant flip like a new promo card or an icon that's a little bit risky, is you're going to lazy sell them. All lazy sell mean, boys, if you want to get confused about it, is add a few extra coins, a few thousand coins, a few hundred coins to the sell price of any card in the entire game. This works amazingly well with consumables, boys. You'd be so surprised, but even though Anchor is about, what, 800 coins, 750 coins, I guarantee, go and list like 50 anchors between 1.2 and 1.5 thousand coins, and you're going to be shocked that these cards genuinely do sell. It is slightly slower on PC, but pretty much every card in the entire game lazy sells. I even have lazy sold icons before, where I've gone to icon, I've put the max buy now to these discard icons here that sell for about 66,000 coins. Bought some of my favorite ones like Suka, I like Cliver, I don't mind Gattuso. I wouldn't call them meta, but some of the ones that are slightly more meta than the rest. Ian Wright can be another good one, right? Especially if they've got chem styles on. If these cards have chem styles on, like Hunters and Shadows, it works even better. I will buy them at discard, and I will sell this card for 75,000 coins. He will never go up to that price, and he will always sell if you list him enough times. Lazy selling is amazing. Add it into all of your trading going forward, where any card you buy, if you do not need the coins instantly, be happy to lazy sell it. It will take longer to sell. You might need to relist it 3 or 4 times, but every card in the entire game will eventually sell on a lazy sale. And before we move on to phase 4, the biggest and most fun and best phase of the entire video, there is one more thing you need to know in this phase and pretty much every phase of the video. That is, keep your coins like a conveyor belt flowing into the club. You boys will see I'm 4 million coins liquid on this account, and what do you see? I am constantly buying and selling cards. Now, the cards that I'm buying are obviously more expensive on a more liquid account like this Toure and Ronaldo card, but the concept is the same for every single one of you. And if I was you on this account and you've traded to 4 million coins, do you see how I have 76,000 coins, right? If you really want to take this to the next level, I should really right now be doing the phase 1 and phase 2 methods, chem style trading and mass bidding. It's how you get ahead of the curve. If I could turn the 76,000 coins to 100,000 coins while my other cards are selling, it is how you get ahead of the curve. So maybe because you've made some coins you don't want to, but jump back to some of the early methods. Maybe when you're on 1,000 coins, 2,000 coins, or 10,000 coins, if you spent most of your coins on these special cards, you might go and jump back to this filter here, put the shadow in, put gold rare in, put 1.2 in. I think it was 1.1, but go put 1.1 in and go and try and snipe some more of these cards at shadow or hunter or whichever method from phase 1 that you preferred, right? Go back in and go start sniping again. Yes, it feels silly because you feel like you've moved past this phase, but the big traders, the big top end traders never stop making coins. There is a guy in our free Discord who has, I think, 9 million liquid coins at the moment. One of his favorite methods is chem style trading. Like, he has 9 million coins liquid and he will make 1 million coins over the next few weeks just chem style trading whilst his high end flips still sell. It can't be underestimated. There's an Araujo there, 750 coins, and of course talking to the camera, I missed it, but you get the point. Here it is, boys. Phase 4, the best phase of the entire video. Let's call it the 1 million coin is in sight phase, because you're right there. Maybe you're already on 1 million coins and you want 2 million. Now it's going to be very similar methods for you. It's going to be the phase 4 methods. Now these are insane, boys. Now after phase 4, I'm of course going to give you those 3 super bonus tips that I promised you all the way at the start of the video, that you know what you can be doing to go faster than everyone else for making coins. But please don't underestimate some of these tips in phase 4, okay? I'm going to split it into 3 because I think there's 3 main things you can do. Number 3 is my favorite, but you boys do whatever you want to do, okay? Number 1 is flips. Now flips is a weird one because it's probably the most profitable thing in the entire game, and it's what you see on my screen here, right? I flipped this Bernardo Silva for, I think I bought at 39, and I've already sold one at 55. I bought this Osimhen at 530, sold at 600. I bought these Van Dijks below 1.1 and sold them both at 1.2, and I got this Xavi, I think, at about 860. He actually wasn't that profitable. I don't remember what the profit was, but he was not that profitable at all. He was more of a break-even card. And what I want to talk to you about, the reason I put flips first, and it's not as good as number 2 and number 3, is because the risk and the skill it takes to flip cards can be very difficult. People always ask me, how do I know what to buy for and what to sell for? And millions of things come into it. Like, trying to teach flips in a YouTube video is really tough. Now, I'll give you a few pointers here, which is trade with cards that are rare. You can see the cards I'm going for are not crappy cards. They are rare, top-end cards like Ronaldo, Toure, Neto's card. Esteval's a little bit less rare, so I bought him all with a Hunter just to try and be safe. This Llorente card was a great flip. I think I bought this card at 70,000 coins, and he's currently like 90,000 coins or 95,000 coins. But like you can see, I'm using cards that are rarer than other cards. Another tip I'll give you, boys, is honestly come and check out the Twitch streams. We honestly do this all the time, and I know it seems scammy to say come and check out the Twitch streams, but it's really hard to it's really hard to teach you this without showing you live examples, because the reason I bought this Toure is different for the reason I bought this Ronaldo, and it's even different to the reason I bought this Neto card, okay? But I put flips first. Don't worry about it too much. If you already have a bit of confidence with it, this is when you should start doing it. But I want to go into the next 2 methods, which are way simpler and way better for you, likely. Okay, number 2 is the going all in. You've heard it before. You've seen it done before. Going all in on 1 or 2 or 3 cards or a type of card. This is when you can start doing it. In the earlier phases, it's not really viable. You don't make enough profit. But what do you go all in on? You see me on my second account. I even went all in on this Anchor Chem style. Now, were they fun to buy? Not really. They took a while. Why did I go in on this Anchor Chem style? Well, I bought all mine for about 800 coins. And as you can see, they're selling already for near 1,000 coins. I track this card quite a lot. This is the best chem style to trade with on the entire game, in my opinion, because it fluctuates between 800 coins, as you've seen, all the way up to 4,000 coins. And it just moves with pack supply. So you can go all in on literally anything. I'm all in on an Anchor Chem style, right? What are some of the more popular ones that people do all the time? Number 1 has to be fodder. It's not one of my favorites. I prefer some of these next ones, but fodder is really easy. And right now, boys, 84s and 85s, if they're still at that price when you're watching the video, at 2k for 85s and discard for 84s, and not a bad all-in. I think even 84s look like they're up a couple hundred coins. These were 750 coins literally an hour ago, so the content that came out today has clearly pushed them up. But 84s at discard are always a buy. They are so free. These 85s at 2 and a bit thousand coins are probably fine. They can go above 3,000 coins. The way you start to learn fodder prices is graphs. As you can see, these 88 are 12,000 coins, and as you'll see on graphs, you'll see that they fluctuate, and I know that a really good low point for these cards is 9,000 coins, so maybe anytime they're between 9 and 10,000 coins, I might look to go all in on 88. I'm just using the graphs that we see here. But I'll be honest, boys, the reason I don't like fodder this year is for one main reason. Like a lot of things, it's over-invested. There's a lot of traders on this game, which is why I want to show you them 3 tips at the end of the video to get you ahead of everyone else, because there's just so many people trading, and fodder is one of the most over-invested things. There are a few other things you can do which I prefer. Now, one of them is kind of fodder because it's team of the weeks, boys. 88 team of the weeks, for example, right now are super duper cheap. They are near discard, and this card is a great card to go all in on. At some point through this year, this card will be 20 or 30,000 coins. The problem you've got is, similar to fodder, it can take a while to rise, and it can be over-invested, which is why it takes a while to rise. But team of the weeks are another great one. I only ever invest in these at discard, and I look for the highest rating possible. If 86s are at discard and 87s are just above discard, I would go for 87s because everyone else will look at 86s, right? Kind of goes like that, but again, you can do stuff even better than team of the weeks. One of the things you can do is actually discard promo cards because they are so safe. All I've done here is gone to a FUTBIN players page, and I've done 10k minimum and sorted by price low to high. And all I do here is I go and look for cards I am interested in that are not team of the week. So for example, Deniso Sullivan there, this Vignola there, this Crystal Dunn here, and the cards I'm looking for here are ones that are either far too low for what the card is, or cards that can fit evos. For example, right, this Crystal Dunn has not got the most meta links in the entire game, and she's already up from discard already, but we're getting 85 evos at the minute, and she's already Hullet Gang. Give this card a playstyle plus, a couple more playstyles, and she'll probably go to 11,000 coins, up to 15 or 16,000 coins, and if she doesn't go up, you can just sell the cards at discard again and lose no coins, which is why we love these discard promos. So go on FUTBIN, take a look. If you want to go all in, are there any cards that could fit an evo in the near future that you like the look at? Right now, there's not too many, otherwise I might be all in on some of these cards, but even some of these new cards like Thunderstruck Vlahovic, he could rise when he's out of pack, and you're starting to get the idea, right? And probably my favorite one, even though you always have to gamble with these, is gold cards that are super popular for evos. Even though Frimpong's an 83 rated card, he's been one of the most popular right backs all year, and when we get a right back evolution that he fits, he is just guaranteed to go to 2,000 or 3,000 coins, even in the hype, which is when I would sell him. And you can go all in for 900 coins. If he goes to 3,000, you will obviously triple your coins. The problem you've got is you are just gambling on an evo. Now, a little tip for you boys is, if we've seen, you know, maybe we've not had a right back evo for like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, up to a month, that's when I'd look at certain cards, right? If we've just had a right back evo, I would not then go in on right backs, as it's not very likely we get another one for a while. But gold cards for evos are probably the number one. And some tips about going all in: diversify your investments if you want to. All in, often you think about, you know, going in on one card, but diversify your investments, it's always safer. And always leave coins to trade, unless you are unassigned. If you're unassigned, you can't really trade. But if you are not unassigned, leave coins to trade. You can go all in with 90% of your budget and then leave the 10% to go and trade. Okay, but what is my number one high budget way to make coins? What is the pinnacle of phase 4, the 1 million coins phase? It is, of course, boys, icon trading. We love icon trading, but let me walk you through a little mini guide of exactly how to icon trade before I then give you them super tips at the end, okay? This should be useful for pretty much everyone. This is exactly how I icon trade. You do not need to do the same way, but I recommend it for beginners. Now, if you want to make it even simpler, change this quality to icon, because if you put the league as icon, you will get promo icons, and often promo icons are more volatile and they're harder to trade because there's a lot more supply of them, weirdly, on the market. So if you want to make it simpler, just stick to the base icon cards. I would always put a minimum buy now of 100k to get rid of the crappy fodder icons, and then the max buy now is going to depend on your budget. If you're on 500,000 coins, I would probably put 300k in. If you're on 700, maybe 400k. If you're on a million plus, maybe go up to 500 to 600,000 coins. And when you're on 2-3 million coins plus, because you followed the channel for a while, we get you there, you can then go up to these higher budget icons. Basically, you want to always be able to buy 2 or 3 icons, whichever budget you're working on. And simple as this, boys, search icons on the market in that price range and go to the 59th minute. I would pretty much always do this around content time, despite the servers being even slower, as you can see here, where the servers are just a nightmare. And if you're scrolling the pages like I am here, and it's taking far too long to get to the 59th minute, then just change the price range. Don't sit and scroll for 5 years. I often up this one to 150 or sometimes even 200. That gets rid of a lot of the bulk icons on the market, because a lot of the bulk icons are the ones that are lower priced. The more expensive icons are obviously rarest, there's less of them. All you do is you scroll to the 59th minute, get as close to the 59th second as possible here, boys. And you see in this time frame here, you're looking for new icons that come on the market, because they're the ones that are most likely to be undercuts that no one else has found yet. Now that is easy, that's the filter, you know how to find the icons, but how do you know how to buy the icons? Well, this is how I do it. I use FUTGG, it's by far the best for icons, but if you're on PC, you can use FUTBIN, and it is a close second, okay? There's a Badjo there for 240,000 240,000 coins. And no matter what it says here, obviously, as you can see, this is not a deal. He's obviously 240,000 coins is not a buy for this card because he's already 188,000 coins. But you almost want to forget that and you want to look at sales history. Ignore the graph, ignore the price, right? If you want to search this Baggio and you've seen he was 240, you don't even need to look at the prices I'm about to show you because you already know he's not a buy. But generally, you go down to these times sold here and we're looking for times sold recently, so in the last couple hours. Now, there's so many Baggios been sold recently that all of these are within the last couple hours, so that's fine. But sometimes you'll see this go down to like 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Just be cautious. If the price goes beyond like 12 hours, it could be a little bit riskier. But as long as all the prices are in the last like 6 hours, then it's fine. All we're looking for is a generic high point and a generic low point. Now, all I mean by generic is this 230 and 40,000 coins here doesn't look legit to me, because why would he be 186 here and then 239 there 2 minutes later? It just doesn't seem right? So we're looking for the generic high point, which is often going to be, to me, because these all seem like coin sales, we're looking for probably 190 highs. Like 197 seems legit. That seems like a high point. 197 again. And then you can see he lows at about here, these 178s, 180s. So this looks like, to me, to make coins on this Baggio card, you'd want to buy for mid 170s and then sell for high 190s. And you're probably making about 10 to 15,000 coins per card, which for an icon trade is absolutely spot on. If you can make 10,000 coins on this card, it's 5% profit after tax. 5% profit after tax on icons is fine, but how do you sell the cards? I use the same like chart to sell the cards, basically, boys. I look for these generic high points, like I said. So I can see that Baggio has got, a sales history of selling at 197, 198, right? I'm not guessing at that sell price. I can see he's done it before quite consistently. He almost never sells at 200,000 coins legit. These are almost always coin sales because they're just weirdly high. He never seems to sell at 200,000 coins. You can even see here he sells at 199, right? So maybe that's what I try and sell him for. I try and buy for them 170s we've seen before, 173, 179, buy those mid 170s, and then sell for that 199. That's the Baggio sort of fluctuation, and every icon will have their own fluctuation. There is one huge important thing you need to know with all of icon trading. That is, boys, to avoid content positions, if that makes sense. Let me show you what I mean, right? It doesn't always go down to exactly what I'm about to show you, but it's such a good reference. Today, we got this Koundé SBC when I'm recording this video, okay? We got this Koundé SBC here. Now, he's a right back and he's a centre back. No one's playing that card at right mid. If you are, you need your head scrambling and then testing out. Everyone's playing him at right back and centre back, right? Mainly at centre back, which means today, if I was trading icons, I would just avoid centre back. So give it 12 hours, let the centre back settle at a new price. Maybe they all come down a little bit, as some people complete this Koundé, even though he's an awful SBC. Some people are always a little bit brain stupid and they will complete him. And it's the same, right? Say we got this the Jokeres SBC, just avoid strikers for a little bit. There's no need to go in on things you don't need to. And it goes the same for Evos, boys. If we get a cracked evolution in like the left wing position, or we get a cracked evolution, let's say we got this one, well, that's left wing. Let's say we got this one here, which is Cam, right? And it was an amazing Evo, and it was the best Evo ever. Avoid icon cams, because people will sell the icon cams in their team to do this Evo, and then no one will buy them back again. So they might get to that low point, but they won't go back to that high point because they're not in demand anymore. People don't need cams because they've got this Evo here. By the way, boys, let me know what you think down below. Evos have cleared SBCs this year. They've cleared promos. Evos are why the game are alive at the moment. They're just so good. Okay, so you know how to icon trade, but how do you get ahead of everyone else when you are trading on this game? How can you try and get ahead of everyone else making coins? Well, let me show you, boys. Let me give you the 3 main ways, the 3 main tips. Now, if this video has helped you out whatsoever, if you could leave a like on the video, I really appreciate the support on the video, boys, recently. You guys have been great, and leaving a like does help push this to more people, so that would be fantastic. But let me show you these 3 huge important tips. Number 1, we already kind of touched on before, but it is keep coins flowing. I want to mention it again. It is just so important. I hope if you leave this video with one thing and one thing only, it is that if you can just keep coins flowing, maybe when there's nothing to do on the market is dead, and you go and you bid on anchors and you sell them for 200 coins more than what they sell for. If the market is dead, accept some smaller profits, right? Anchors are currently 950. Go and bid on them for 700 and sell them for 1,000. If you want to do that, that is absolutely fine. Just always keep coins flowing. But what is number 2? Number 2, boys, now show you this Ronaldo here, is don't buy for the sake of buying. I make mistakes as well. I bought both of them Ronaldos for 590 and then 600,000 coins because I really wanted to buy cards. Everyone else was buying on the market, right? Everyone else, all other traders that I know, were spending their coins, making good coins on flips, and I couldn't find anything I liked, but I really wanted to make coins, so I bought this Ronaldo for 585 and 590, and as you can see, if I just waited, he's now 565. I've technically lost 30 or 40,000 coins coins per card if I sell them now. That is because I was rushing to buy. Everyone else was buying, and I wanted to buy. And if I just waited, the market would have come down. So if you feel like you need to buy, you feel like you need to make a flip or a trade, just relax. You don't always need to trade. You need to keep coins flowing. Now, making like a flip, a really expensive trade, making a buy is not the same as just doing the standard methods, the low budget stuff that always works. But boys, number 3 is a time tip. Number 3 is how do you spend your time better than everyone else? Now, to do that, you just need to know what to trade on what day of the week and what time. Now, that is a whole other guide in itself. I've made a video on it here. It should be on screen now. It walks through exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to spend your time as efficiently on the game as possible to just get ahead of everyone else, basically. So give that a watch. But boys, like always, until next time, I'll see you all in